The Bible teaches you all the truth that you need to know about the world. It teaches you how to think. It teaches you what to stay away from. It teaches you what to pursue. The Bible tells you that if you pursue truth and you seek it and you find it, it'll set you free. It tells you to stay away from women. It tells you to stay away from the things of the world. It tells you to stay away from the things that corrupt your soul, not because it's trying to take from you, but because it's trying to prevent you from doing things that are going to affect you and hurt you and break your communication and connection with God. If life is about pursuing and finding truth, why do we work? Why do you work 50, 60 years? Just to make it? My content is designed specifically for people to realize these things, for people to wake up, for people to have self-realization. You can't tell people the truth and then they believe it. They have to experience it. They have to go through it. We've had experiences together where it's like epiphanies hit you, and unless they hit you and unless you're able to perceive them, you're not going to believe them.
Right.
And people need to experience. They need to experience it. So if you don't feel confident, do something that will create the scenario that will give you validation towards continuing to pursue that dream or pursuing that venture. If you want to become an entrepreneur, go try. If you want to make money, go try. Yeah, you're going to fail many times. But what do you want to do? Succeed at something easy that yields no result?
Yeah.
No, go fail at something hard. The worst that'll happen is the same thing that'll happen even if you live a great life. Nobody's going to remember you. You're still going to die.
There's this hermetical principle, as above, so below. Your will be done on heaven as it is on earth. Everything begins in the mind. In order for something to become real, it needs to first be thought, because thought is energy, and thought becomes manifested through action into the three-dimensional world, right? So action is what makes the thought reality, but it all works together. That's why Paul says, without what? Works, faith is dead. Because the only way that you know that faith is real is if your actions match to what you believe. Because if you believe something, but you don't do what you believe, do you actually believe it? Or are you just a hypocrite? So everything is in symbiosis. You need to control your thoughts because your thoughts lead to actions. Actions lead to habits. Habits lead to behavior. Behavior leads to lifestyle. Lifestyle then what? Feeds back to your thoughts. Because what you feed is what you spend time on.
Do you believe in fate?
At a personal level, I think that we are the captains of our ship. We are the captains of our soul, and that we have decision-making power over our actions. Today, you could choose to go and study or get educated or work on your physique or work on self-development, or you can choose to go party. That's your choice, right? God isn't going to tell you here, that, this, and this. You choose. You have the choice. You have the freedom, and you have the freedom and the willpower to decide how you want to live, but you have to live with the consequences. So I think it's a duality from a supernatural perspective. Yes, I do believe God knows all things and knows how all things will play out, but I still believe in freedom of will and sovereignty to make decisions on a daily basis that do impact your future.
To somebody at their lowest moment right now watching this video, what do you say to them?
There's only one way, one direction. If you're at the bottom, there's only one way, but you got to look up. And when you look up, there's somebody there waiting for you. His name is G-O-D. And he's there with a hand, reaching out, waiting for you to take control of your life. Because I learned one very important lesson. Your relationship with God is like that of a captain and a crew member. One rows, the other one steers. But it's very interesting because many times in our life, we want to get confident and cocky and arrogant. And God says, I steer, but I do not row. We need to put in the work and God will guide. And that's the greatest lesson I've learned.
Jesus teaches us how to pray, and it's called the Lord's Prayer, you know? And inside the Lord's Prayer, well, who was Jesus praying to? He was praying to the Father. Okay, well, so you pray to the Father. Okay, and what did he pray? Father, thou art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. So blessing God first. Give us today our daily bread. So just give me what I need. Everything else is abundance. May your will be done on earth just as it is in heaven. So whatever your purpose is, let it be manifested on earth. Forgive us as we forgive those that trespass against us. So God will give you in proportion to how you treat others. Jesus teaches you how to live, teaches you how to pray. My communication with God, my communication with what I believe to be the source of divinity is the request for discernment and wisdom. When you ask God for something, he'll give it to you because he says he'll give it to you. Knock and it shall be answered unto you. Seek and you shall find. It's not seek and maybe you will find.
Yeah.
No, you will find. You may find something that you weren't looking for though. You may ask for patience and God may give you a really hard situation that'll teach you patience. He may not give you patience automatically. You may ask God for strength and he might put you through a really tough, tumultuous situation to help you develop strength. So God may give you what you want, but not in the form that you ask for it, which is really interesting because God tends to work that way. But in the pain, we're carved. In the success and in the pleasure, we tend to get arrogant. We tend to get blinded. So my relationship with God was one where I surrendered myself to the idea of truth. I had a conversation with God once, and this is when my life changed completely. I said, God, I today surrender everything to you. My relationships, my business, my money, myself, my mindset, my belief system, for the pursuit of truth. If you show me truth, I promise you, I will follow it. And if you follow the truth continues to show itself to you. To whom much is given, much is required. So if God's going to give you a lot of resources, talent, he's going to expect a lot from that. So you have to develop into those things.
I ask God to show me what I need to fix, which is the truth. And if you obey the truth, your life improves. If you disobey the truth that God tells you, you will continue to suffer because God is telling you the truth so that you can live a blessed life, not for you to live in suffering because he loves you. And the objective is for you to live a good life. And a good life is based on his design, not on your design, not on how you want to live. There's rules to the game. You have to follow the rules of the game. And if you follow the rules of the game, you live a good life. If you don't follow the rules of the game, then the game plays against you. And that's why most people feel like they're not advancing in life, because they're not following God. They're following their own wisdom, their own desires, their own thoughts, their own ambition. They've never even considered God in their life. Yet God is the one that's given them everything.
Most people don't know that they're full of static. They're full of distractions. They haven't created a space to meditate. There's a verse that says, be still and know that I am God. Not be still and believe that I am God, or be still, stop, and let God speak to you. And he will. Because we are all created in his image, and God loves all of us. And if we stop, we spend time with him listening, because we know nothing. Nothing. And we're talking out of our asses here, like, let's be real. We don't know anything. Then he can guide you. And you don't want to make decisions on your own. You want the creator of the universe, who's readily and available, to guide you and to help you through the process of life. And I've just found it to be a lot more rewarding with God by my side.
God sees us and he loves us. So he tells us the truth. And we are supposed to act and do unto others as God has done unto us. So if God has loved us and God has forgiven us and God has shown us the truth, we do the same to others.
If you had 5 minutes with Jesus Christ, what would you say to him?
You can have 5 minutes with Jesus Christ at all times. Jesus never wrote a word, which is interesting. Everything was written about how he lived and who he was. But back to your question, if I had 5 minutes with Jesus Christ, I would ask him, what is the best way to love people? I mean, he exemplified it. I don't need to ask him. Sacrifice. He sacrificed himself. He sacrificed what he wanted, who he was, for others, which is the story of the cross. I probably wouldn't ask anything. I'd probably just sit and listen. He'd probably spit some mad game, some parables here and there, leave me kind of whacked out. And be like, whoa, no wonder you're Jesus. He's an interesting character in history that every person with humility should go and study. There's a reason people echo his name. There's a reason why billions of people worship him. Why? It's worth exploring. There must be something there.
God will test you with suffering. God will test you with challenges. God will test you with difficulties. God will test you with hard times. But that is when the proof of your faith is manifested. Not when everything is given to you, not when it's easy, not when times are simple, but in the challenges. Do you curse God, or do you bless him for giving you the opportunity to experience these challenges and experiencing difficulties to become better and to get closer to him?